we going to start off with Steve Harvey responses. So let's get into it, man. George Despo, appreciate you, man. Appreciate the dub. Super sticker, man. Salute. Appreciate you, homie. All right, let's get into this thing, man. Let me go ahead and present this to the screen, baby, so we can get it. Glad to be back in the atmosphere with you brothers one more time, man. All right, here we go. Let's get it.
Luda.
No, so there was a crossroads where we were both invited to an Illuminati thing, and it had to be one or the other of us, and decisions had to be made. So it was both of us, we were equal. One of us had to cut off all their hair and couldn't do the sideburn thing no more with the points. And the next person, they said, was going to get $200 million because they were going to pay him $10 million a movie to do 20 movies. And that's how the conversation happened. One of those persons turned out to be Ludacris, and the other person turned out to be Katt Williams. It's part of what they give you. Okay? I didn't get it. I'm not mad about it.
How much money they give? 200?
Sir, Fast and Furious is on what number right
10.
now?
Whatever's heavy on my heart is always on my mind. Like Snoop's cannabis shredder, I'm always on my grind. They throwing shade cause niggas could never take my shine. I bring my watch collection on my jet, let me take my time. Like fine wine, I'm aging like Benjamin. Top 5, I'm worth mentioning. Bring me rappers, I'm lynching them. See the pendulum swing, Jesus with diamond thorns. Ludacris, swaddled in Gucci linens when I was born. Never been Illuminati. Only a Illuminati, and I only left with bitches when coming from any party. Now I'm married with kids, the evolution of life. Never been a clout chaser, never say shit for likes. R.I.P. John Singleton. You never have to flex when you earn every one of your Fast and Furious checks. Afro with the sideburns. Yeah, that's my signature. Addiction's on the rise. Comedians check your temperature.
I'm going to be honest with you, man. I rock with the homie Luda, man. I think he's an underrated rapper, man. When they talk about best of all time list, I think it should be on somebody top 20, man, top 30 at least. In the South, he should be ranked pretty high. But I'm going to be honest with you, man. Hey, man, this response was bullshit. He ain't addressing nothing Katt said. He said, I ain't never been a part of the Illuminati. But everybody's supposed to deny that. You got to deny. You can't say, yes, I'm a part of it. But Katt never said that you left the party with the dudes. The whole point that Katt says is that you at the party with the dudes. Yeah, you may leave with some girls, but that ain't what Katt said. He said you at the party with the dudes. So tell me who you were at the party at, not who you left the party with. And let me tell y'all something, man. If somebody on Katt level, man, put something out about me, man, I'm going straight to him and say, man, that fool lying. And when I see him, man, I'm going to drop these knuckles on him. It's on sight whenever I see him anywhere. Man, I ain't finna make no rap, man, talking about comedians. Man, that man call you by name. If you call me by name, I'm going to call you by name. Unless you're a small fry. But, if you on that level, man, you call me by name, I'm going to call you by name. If I'm going to respond at all. So I'm going to be honest with you. Luda didn't really do a whole lot to defend himself, man. And for me, anything other than a denial is an admission of guilt. See, my thing is this. If you're going to respond, you got to tackle the issue head on or just don't say nothing. Once you respond, if you don't tackle the issue head on, then you make the other person look like they telling the truth. So I don't see no reason in what Luda said to make me doubt what Katt said. Of course you earn your Fast and Furious checks. Katt's just saying you didn't earn them on the set. You earn them at the party, at the Illuminati party. And here's the thing y'all got to understand. If they invite you in on the level they invited, that Katt is saying they invited them in, of course you're not Illuminati. That's who's inviting you in. That don't make you a part of it. They're telling you what you got to do to get the success you want. They're not saying, hey, you're going to be a member. No. Nah, man. Nah. You got to be on the level. You know what I'm saying? The people that's members, man, they sitting up. Those are the guys that sitting up in the way up in the hundreds of millions and billions. Like those are those are the handlers. Like if you don't get to be a part, you just have to do some things for them to give you their. I don't even want to call it a blessing, but their access to whatever you're looking for. So I'm gonna be honest with you. That right there didn't do it for me, man. All I saw was, man, it's rapping, talking about, comedian, check your temperature, dog. Let me tell you something, dog. You don't check your temperature right there. You check your pulse right there, dog. Come on, man. That ain't your temperature, bruh. That ain't how you check your temperature, man. So I just think it was a weak response, man. And honestly, I believe Katt. I believe that Katt had an opportunity to cross that line. Now let's remember, let's do a backstory on Katt. Y'all know Katt got arrested 19 times in 1 year and never got convicted. Beat every one of them. When Katt made a joke and said he got invited to one of these parties and he walked past a door and he said, "Is that Professor Opie in there?" From that moment on, they had Katt so shook that he started hanging with Suge and Suge crew. They had him shook because they was always on him. Always on him. Man, who gets arrested 19 times in 1 year with no convictions? Somebody that's got a target on his back. Now let's jump into this thing, man. We're going to jump into Steve Harvey. And I'm going to be honest with you, man. I don't know if y'all watched the video from the day, man, but man, boy, the Katt put a whooping on that boy at that comedy championship in Detroit. I think it was the year 2000. Man, he put a whooping on that boy, man. But let's get to it.
Steve told you that he stopped doing stand-up because he had 7 TV shows.
See, the reason I stopped was because I 7 shows on TV all at once.
The only problem is when he stopped stand-up, he didn't have those 7 TV shows. He stopped stand-up because he got in a comedy battle called the Championship of Stand-Up Comedy with one Katt Williams in Detroit in front of 10,000 people and lost because Katt Williams said he was actually bald and that was a wig. And I went in and that's why he couldn't do stand-up anymore. Imagine him coming to tell you another story.
Give it up for Steve Harvey. He's an excellent comedian. One of the finest we've ever had.
My bad for the audio, man. It's old.
But he don't want no parts of this in any way, shape, form, or fashion. This is some.
Look, man, I clean this audio up as good as I can, but this is old. This is from 2000. You know what this was recorded on? Take a guess. And it wasn't your cell phone.
The shit. I don't know why he came out here with all this money he don't spend on them motherfucking tickets and talked about a lady in the audience for 15 goddamn minutes. That nigga should have talked about me the way I've been to talk about his bitch man. Nigga, the fucking Midnight Court Championship, my nigga. You need. You see that nigga had to take off that lace front high top fade before he came out here to battle me out there. I plays no motherfucking game, Steve. I'm a little nigga, I fight dirty. You did. You did, baby. What the fuck is he thinking about? He trying to copy on me and bring that ugly ass sparkly ass tie out. With a regular black suit like he was going to a funeral. Yours, nigga, yours. If you the one came out here and told jokes about if a bitch lick you on the left nipple, you buy that bitch a car. If that ain't the trickiest shit I ever heard. Bitch, you can suck my dick with the Holy Spirit in your mouth. I ain't buying you a goddamn car. I ain't gonna give you a ride. It's a generation gap. Nigga think he the shit because he was the shit in 1968. Nigga, I'm the shit this evening, my nigga, this evening. I know my niggas is up in here. I ain't got to ask. I ain't scared about being in the motherfucking round. I go round this bitch as long as this bitch go round. Where you at, Steve? me and said, I don't like him. I said, I don't like him either. Let's fast forward it to when this disrespectful nigga did something called the original Kings of Comedy. As if Richard Pryor didn't live and walk this very same. You gonna be the original King of Comedy, nigga. Did it start with you, you disrespectful son of a bitch? Richard Pryor, not Bill Cosby, Steve Harvey is the original King of Comedy. You's a goddamn liar. How you original and you ain't the first one?
Hey, you know what? I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. Whatever Steve can say about Katt hating on him and what he accomplishing and all that, let me tell y'all something about life. Once you beat somebody, I mean, like this, your level of respect for them has a ceiling on it. You know what I'm saying? Like if you beat somebody and it's competitive and they want to compete, Steve Harvey never responded to this. So any type of hate or a hater on Steve or anything, it died when Steve allowed the man to dominate him like this. We talking about comedians now. We ain't talking about somebody who, you know, and I really can't knock Luda for responding with a rap. He a rapper. What he gonna do? Any battle he's ever gotten into as a rapper, he spit a rap about it. But it just don't work when you talking to a comedian who just doing an interview. But the fact that Steve didn't respond at all, there's a certain level of disdain and a certain level of superiority that Katt is always going to feel over Steve. So you can't be a hater of someone that you feel you have such dominance over. Let's get back into it.
Then the nigga told me that he didn't know nothing about this. And if you listen to his show, you know that nigga's a liar straight up and down. He waited till I said this was gonna be my last show after 18 years. He waited for that and saw that as a moment of weakness and decided he was gonna make it a championship. But then the nigga couldn't sell out the tickets necessary. Do you think that nigga wanted to be here with me this evening? No, he did not. He wanted to be with Frankie Beverly and Maze. So he could have had a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Watch this. He started on January 1st trying to find his hairpiece and his career, because I come to put that motherfucker on the ground. That's what a championship is. If you don't like it here, you can get it in the park. Give a fuck. Now that I'm done with bitch niggas in my life. Some of you may have heard a rumor that for the BET Hip Hop Awards, I lost the breakdancing competition to T-Pain. And this is how he ended up hosting. Let me explain to you a few crucial facts about me. One, I am not very tall. Two, I don't hang with niggas that subject or breakdance. I don't give a fuck who they are. I got nothing against homosexuals. I just don't hang with them. I didn't meet T-Pain until the day after the Hip Hop Awards. Look at me in the face so you understand what I'm saying. Because you gotta understand, it's gonna be 2009. It's another fucking year. Some shit is gonna remain the same. The bitch niggas that's in your life telling lies on you. The ones that make sure that anytime they see you happy, they do anything they can to extinguish your motherfucking happiness. Those motherfuckers will remain the same. What needs to change is what the fuck we do about it.
So that was the, I think that was 2009. I think it was 2009. It was 2008. When, after this, Steve Harvey, he just never did stand up again. It was his idea to make this a comedy championship. And after Katt cooked him, He just didn't do it. Because here's the thing y'all got to understand. If he would have kept doing stand-up, his next show, he has to address Katt. After you get cooked like this, your very next set, you have to respond and you have to record it like a special because this was a total roasting. So now we'll take a listen to Steve Harvey's response, which he just posted within the past 24 hours, not even 24 hours ago. I see the homie DJ Fresh in here. What's good with you, Fresh? See the homie brother X in the building. What up, man? What up? Sean Vire, I see you in the building, man. What's good with you? Swarthy Wizard, what up? What up? What up? I see you, man. Salute to you, kinfolk. Hawk 77, appreciate the 5 bones, man. Them boy doing everything except deny what Katt said. Salute, Doc, keep mashing. Yeah, man, that's all. So far, man, Luda Show didn't deny. Bakish Edwards, salute, man. Appreciate the dub, super sticker. All right, let's get back into this thing, man. Kia Brown, what's good? What's good? What's good with you, man? All right, let's get back into it, man.
Oh, no, you ain't got to tell nobody nothing. All you got to do is be it. You ain't got to say, you don't have to open your mouth. You don't have to do it, man.
Like you did
He
at the
prepares
comedy
the
show?
table in the presence of mine enemies. He do it all the time. All my haters, I ain't got to say nothing to them. They got TV. They can cut their TV on 7 days a week. All that hating, he on there. Oh, man, I don't even worry about it. You know, I've learned how to handle haters, man. And the only reason you have haters is because you're effective. You have haters for 2 reasons. You're doing something that they're jealous of, or God is preparing to take you somewhere and the devil is providing opposition. Those are the reasons you have haters. God is about to do something and the devil has to throw opposition. Those are the 2 reasons you have haters. I got plenty of haters. When I get them, man, I always look and see what God finna do. Like I got somebody really attacking me right now. I mean, really going after me, man. I'm just waiting to see what God gonna do. Because they're gonna have to get on. Now, everybody that came after me before, you eventually have to get on. Because they can't listen to me, man. Can't nobody stop what God got for you. And nobody, there ain't a man living can stop not one thing God got for you.
Hey, man, none of what Katt said got nothing to do with none of this. Katt was just telling truths about what's going on in the industry, the things that he's seen these guys do, the things that he's seen these guys represent, the things that he's seen these guys talk about. And that's all it was. It had nothing to do with trying to stop your blessings. Katt never said, I don't want y'all to succeed. He never said that. Katt never said, hey, look, man, I hope y'all fall off. I hope y'all, he never said any of that. He just said, you know what? It's time for somebody to tell the truth. And here we have another man who cannot address the truth head on. Let me tell you something, boy. If somebody lie on you, if you don't care, don't talk. Obviously, you care enough to address it. Why? Because you got an interview that did 31 million views in 3 days. You got to respond. Plenty of time, man. Y'all have heard people, man. Listen, if you say something about BOA and it don't do 100,000 views on your channel, if I respond to it, I'm going to respond to it on IG without calling your name. Y'all have seen it happen before. And that's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to address it here. But if that's my level, if it does 100,000 views, you got a pretty big platform, or you done drew some traction to it, so I'm going to respond to it. This did 31 million views in 3 days. It's going to hit at least 50. So you have to respond, but you have to respond with, man, listen, man, you got to be riled up if you're going to respond. This is the second man and Steve got it the worst. This is the same man who ran you out of stand-up comedy. And somebody jumped in the comments on the other video and said, man, he ain't run Steve out. Steve had a lot going on. Hey, man, all I know is Katt said around that time Steve didn't have nothing going on. And you know what? Steve himself turned around and said, you know what? I ain't had nothing going on during that time. So I want y'all to understand, man. Let's get back into it.
Don't even worry about them haters, man. Just all you got to do is just keep shining. They see you. You ain't got to say nothing. And plus, how they gonna hate if they don't watch? They on my Instagram page right now watching. See what else? I don't even post nothing. I got people do that. I don't even, really. I can't stand you. You always. I ain't even posted, dog. Tell you the truth. I just let them hate, man. And that's all you got to do, man. Just keep living your life.
Now, all of that, man, didn't address anything that Katt said. And of course, you could always try to play the take the higher road and say, well, I'm not going to respond to it, but you're responding to it right now. You just said, I got somebody that's really attacking me. Attacked you how? The man didn't say, don't give Steve Harvey no money. Y'all stop supporting Steve Harvey. Don't listen to Steve Harvey. Don't buy his books. Everything this man talked about was past tense. He didn't say anything about what Steve got going on right now. When he talked about Ricky, he talked about Friday and First Sunday. When he talked about Shay, he talked about a joke that he did on Comic View back in the day. Man, you know how long it been since Comic View was on? That's been a long time, dog. So when he talked about anyone, when he talked about whoever he talked about, it was always past tense. Katt didn't say anything about nothing anybody got going on right now. He was telling the truth about how people finessed and finagled their way into positions that sometimes they're not talented enough to deserve. We're going to get into the talent thing later on, man. We're going to get into it a little bit later on. But let's go ahead and get into it, man. Listen, if you respond and don't address it, the man who's talking to you is telling the truth. So Katt has told the truth about Ludacris, in my opinion, and Katt has told the truth about Steve, in my opinion. Let's see who we got coming up next. Guys, these guys got to stop lying, man. If somebody call you on your shit, you got to fess up to it. Now, that's a pretty strong statement to make, man. Like, when I heard it, I was like, was Katt even big enough to have that type of pull to have Ricky come in and wear the dress? But you think about it, Ricky only has two characters, the Santa Claus and Bernice Jenkins. When he was doing comedy, he had Lil Darryl, but you can't make a character out of that. Especially in this day and age, you can't make a character out of that. Man, you might get boycotted. You'll get canceled. So you have to understand, man, that it is possible that this took place, because after the Money Mike role, that was Katt Williams' most bankable moment in Hollywood. After that role, when the word got out that he rewrote his role and made it pop like that, that's what popped Katt Williams off. I ain't never seen Katt Williams before that. I ain't even seen him on Comic View. I had no idea who he was. When he was Cat in the Hat, I didn't know who he was. But once that role popped off, we all knew who Katt Williams was. Because you know what he did? Every scene he was in, he stole the show. You remember every line Katt Williams said on that movie because he stole the show. Let's get back into it, man.
They wanted you to play Money Mike. That was the sides that they had sent. The sides are the portion of the script for the part they want you to play. Those were the sides they sent. That was the audition you did. They said, great, we want you to play this role. My recollection is you had to go back and read for the execs from the studio one final time. And the night before that, we got different sides, and they said, no, we want you to play this role. And we didn't understand it. You know, we really were under the impression, well, you had the role as Money Mike, but then all of a sudden they switched it up. Now we understand why. Katt came in, blew them away. He's an incredible performer. That was probably one of the most iconic breakout parts in movie history. I mean, that was literally Katt's first movie. You know, Friday was not Chris Tucker's first movie. Next Friday was not Mike Epps' first movie. For that to have been Katt Williams' first movie, and he exploded. I mean, that literally made him an iconic touring comedian, one of the biggest to do it in this generation. And, you know, the rest, as they say, was history. But, yeah, absolutely, without a doubt, you were auditioning for Money Mike. We were told you had the role, and then that switched up overnight.
I just wanted to clarify that. And then there.
Now, listen, here's what Katt said. Katt said Ricky was telling people he had the role already. He had recorded it in 4 days. That's what Katt said. So Katt never said that. Now, Katt did say that Ricky was never going, he was never going to be the Santa Claus. Now, Ricky and his manager are saying that they thought they were going to do it, but here's the thing. You can think you're going to get a job because they call your ass in for a third interview, but they done call 10 more people in for a third interview, and you don't get the job. You understand what I'm saying? Everybody had probably had to read that last time for the executives of the studio. That's how it goes. You read that, and I think that may have been Ricky's first big role in a movie, I think. I'm almost certain it was. But Cube always wanted to cast him in some because back in the day, even when Comic View was out, Cube said that he saw the role that he did with the kid Lil Darryl where he blew the powder out of his hand. And Cube said he thought that was one of the funniest jokes he ever seen. So I wasn't surprised he casted him. But Katt did not say that Ricky didn't read for the role. He said Ricky was telling people he had the role and had already recorded it in 4 days. How did you already record it in 4 days when you had to go read a final time for the studio execs, which everyone does? Like the studio execs are the ones who gonna put the paper down. So they need to know what's gonna happen. They need to be the last ones to approve you. I bet they ain't have to approve Katt like that. And I think this is what the problem is. I think Ricky just had vitriol toward Katt because he feels like Katt took that role from him. Katt said it. If you feel like somebody took something from you that was yours, whether they took it legitimately or not, if you're not a man, I'm talking about a 100% man, then, man, you're gonna be in your feelings about it, man. You're going to be in your feelings about it. Because you're gonna blame that person for you losing out instead of saying, hey, man, you were just better that day. As a man, when you're raised by men, you're taught, may the best man win. May the best man win. If you're raised by a woman and then you go and you start to be raised by men or a man, your dad or something, you're going to start to learn quickly that everybody around who was raised by a man has that may the best man win. That's why men who are raised with men, they don't back away from fights. You know what I'm saying? A one-on-one fight, they don't back away from. They're like, okay, may the best man win. Because they're taught your best is almost going to be good enough most times. Let's get back into it, man. I done went a little long-winded on that.
No contract ever that in agreement with the first Sunday movie, because that was a whole different production directed by who just directed my Netflix special, David E. Talbert, about me playing Bernice Jenkins. That's something that David called me personally. David and Lynn are fans and have been fans of my work for a long time, and they was like, we want you to play Bernice Jenkins, and you know, and here you go. And that's what happened. And I went out there and shot that in one day, me and Red Grant, and that was a lot of fun. Right. And it had nothing to do with Katt Williams' contract or whatever. So I'm, you know what I'm saying? Like, I respect Katt. Definitely disappointed that you have to get on the air and explain something.
Here's the thing about this statement. Ricky probably has never known, and will never know what the stipulations of Katt's contract were. You think about this. If Katt's contract says Ricky can only play Bernice Jenkins in this movie, that's the best role and Katt didn't say it because he was trying to be mean to him. Katt said that's his most believable role. He's believable when he's Bernice Jenkins. Or in a role where he don't have no words. You think about it. Ricky didn't have no words in Friday After Next. I want you to think about an entire movie where a man has a role and he doesn't have any words in the role. You know what I'm saying? Like, just think about that. So I want y'all to think about this, man. Think about the fact that you can't deny what's in another man's contract, but what you can absolutely, unequivocally admit that in that next movie, you had on a dress like Katt Williams said you would. Now, I don't know. I'm not taking Katt's side on it. I still think it's a pretty far-fetched thing to say that Ricky had to wear a dress in the movie because I said so in my contract. But he's been such a truth teller throughout this that I don't want to go through and try to pick out the things that may not be true, because there's some truth in it, because there are things that have not been denied. So maybe he didn't know that Ricky read for, what's called it, but he also knows that reading for a role doesn't mean you have it. Let's get back into it, man. Spent too much time on that one already. Jay Harrow, appreciate the 5 bones. Reginald Horton, what's good, Reg? Good to see you, man. Q produced Players Club. It was a great scene in there. But you know what? Here's the thing. It was a great scene in there, but honestly, I'm just gonna be honest with you. It didn't have the same effect that would have had. You know what I'm saying? So when we talking about that, I'm talking about the way they wanted to do in this movie. You know what I'm saying? With one brother graping another brother. That's something totally different. You know what I'm saying? That's something totally different. And I don't, was that scene actually shown? Like, was it on screen? I don't know. I can't remember. I remember the scene, but I don't remember if it was on screen. So what we're talking about is a scene that's shown, where you see the grape take place all the way through, not the beginning of the insinuation of it, then it blanks out and gets to the after effect. Not that. I don't know, man. Somebody put in the chat and let me know if that scene was shown like that. I can't remember. It may have been shown like that, man. I really can't remember. Somebody let me know in the chat. Jordan O, appreciate the 5 bone. Pulp Fiction had a great scene. Some movies would actually showing grapes. But I mean, but we're talking about a comedy though. I get what you're saying. There are some movies that you might see it in, but this is a comedy. We talking about not in the Friday series though. Like, there was no reason for that scene to even be written in this. Yes, there are some movies, but they're rated R. They're different types of movies. You know what I mean? So there are some movies, but not in the vein of a Players Club or a Rush Hour. Not a Players Club, but a Friday or a Rush Hour, or All About the Benjamins or something like that. Not in a comedy. Jordan, appreciate the 5 bones, man. There's no need for that scene to be in a comedy, man. It don't even make sense in a comedy. Anwar, salute, man, salute. Welcome back to the family, dog. Jay Canella, appreciate the 50 bone sponsorship of the show, dog. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, it wasn't. It wasn't, and just the insinuation of the scene was foul enough. Like, but you know what? It's more realistic in a shake joint setting, in a strip club setting. Like, we know the types of things that those girls get into in that setting. We're talking about Damon at a Christmas party in Day Day and Craig's apartment, with people there going in the bathroom with Money Mike in a packed party. This scene, I'm honest to dog, the scene, there was never gonna be any humor in that scene, even the insinuation of it. You know what I mean? It just wasn't. It was a bad scene, dog. Let's get back into it.
Why would you put that in your contract, Katt?
That's where he's a believable actor. Him and Tyler Perry can't play a man to save their life. They play.
Yo, I agree with that, man. I saw Tyler Perry had a movie called Alex Cross, where he played a dude in the man. Man, the entire time, man. Every time, something happened where he was supposed to get, violent, or he was supposed to sound tough, man, sound just like my dear. I ain't gonna even lie to you, dog. He sounds just like that's the only character he can play. He could be Tyler Perry, or he could be the lady with the dress on. That's all he could be, man. You can't put him in no other role. Somebody sent me a clip of some movie, the Married movie. The Married movie. You know what I'm talking about. Janet Jackson was in it too. The Married movie. But man, they sent me a clip, man. Like man, he was in there. Yo, he was trying to yell at his wife, man. Listen, man. Katt ain't lying about this, bro. And I ain't even tripping on these dudes, but Katt telling the truth, man.
Good women, and I believe that the best actor should be in the best role.
Real talk.
So that's why, because when we released that clip and he said that, you responded because he said he was supposed to play Money Mike and you were supposed to play Santa Claus.
An outright lie.
So
That he knows is a lie.
So why would he say it?
Because he's a liar. Nobody knows why liars lie. And that's why I had to come on the program. Cedric did the same thing. Cedric told you when you asked him, did you steal Katt Williams' joke?
Yeah.
He said, it don't line up. How it don't line up that I did it on TV in 2018? You came to see me at the Comedy Store do it in 2019.
Now, I'm going to be honest with you, man. I had never heard this about Earthquake, and so I didn't know. So I found Earthquake's response to this, man. And I'm going to be honest with you. Let's just listen to it. And y'all tell me what y'all think, man, about his mastery of the English vernacular, for lack of a better way to put it.
Is ignorant.
Yeah, so
what I mean? It is.
Katt Williams is, he's been around for a while too, Katt Williams. But he went on this podcast, this like Club Shay podcast.
Good friend of mine's also.
Yeah, that dude's jacked, by the way.
Shannon Sharp, who I'm talking about.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay.
Good old Shannon.
So he goes on this podcast and he just starts trashing it like everybody.
Just goes,
he's trashing Cedric the Entertainer. He's trashing Kevin Hart. He's trashing everybody.
Guns blazing.
And he mentions Earthquake.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on it? First off, do you mind if I play the clip to give people context? I don't have to play it if you don't want me to.
Do whatever you do. It's your show, brother. You can do it.
All right. Just to give people context of what's going on. Here's what Katt Williams said the other day.
They got a gang on that side. They know what it is. They know who the gang is. Why Earthquake not in movies? Because he's illiterate. He can't read. And they found that out when they gave him a show and put the cards in front of him.
What is he talking about?
He's lying. I mean, but I don't address that. You know what I mean? I'm in the joke business. So the rest of that other thing is done. I'm not a gangster. I'm not this. I'm not that. And if you play the rest of it, he'll tell you I'm one of the greatest comedians, period. He cannot argue that. So there's nothing else to say. See, I don't feed into that. Because, to be quite honest with you, this is the reason why he does it. So
just to get people to talk.
For us to talk about it.
I mean, when's the last time anybody mentioned Katt Williams?
You understand? Yeah. Y'all, I mean, the people, he sit here and goes across everybody, and that's why I didn't answer it. You know what I mean? I don't answer it. I thought we was friends. Everything he just said is not true. I've been in the military for 9 years. I was Air Force in the whole time and sitting there. Nobody give me anything. They didn't give me no show. There weren't no cards up there. I'm the most smartest person that I know.
I watched the whole interview and it sounded just bitter and jealous, and he's mad at other people's success.
Well, exactly what it is. He has a tour that's coming out, and if you sit there, negativity goes farther than positivity. It's platforms that's in my own community that I've been doing comedy for 30 years, never mentioned me, but they mentioned me about that when he said something with negativity. Mm-hmm. It's just like a parked car. I mean, like a accident. People love to see a train wreck.
Sure. That's true.
And so
which is why people listen to this show.
Exactly. if he had these problems with these individuals, including myself, I'm easy to find.
Right.
You know what I mean? These type of things was never spewed or sped or said to me in a place. I come from a place, if you have a problem with a man and you have a comment about a man, come see the man. And then you would deal with it. But see, people understand this situation, especially from my community. You have to make a conscious decision. Do you want to give up this standard of living for the personal satisfaction of retaliating against him? And he knows there is no consequences to what he's doing in this form. He will never, ever do that in a normal setting because he would have to deal with the consequences of insulting these men that these brothers have families, kids, and everything, and you're just out here trashing them. their integrity, their reputation, and all that for what? So we can sit around here right now, get up early in the morning, be on the brew, and talk about him and the rest of it off of it, man. So I personally don't. I never answer it. I never sit there on it, and
Take the high road, yeah.
No, it's the only road.
The only road.
I mean, it's pleasant to the point. I thought we was friends. That's just one less person I got to speak to.
Yeah, I thought I was friends with somebody, and he sued me, and it's crushing. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you're a grown man. You got a problem with that man, you go talk to that man.
Yeah,
exactly.
And if you don't like
By the way, I need to speak to you after the show, Dre.
Yeah.
you don't like the outcome of it, we'll handle it man to man.
Right.
But
and let's not forget that Katt Williams fought a child and lost.
Yeah,
he fought a 14-year-old. Remember, they were playing like pickup football or something, and he lost. This kid put him in a headlock and lost.
I mean, that kid had moves, though.
That's
That was.
he's still 14.
He's still 14.
I can beat a 14-year-old.
Listen, man, and this ain't no knock on the brother, man, but y'all let me know what y'all think, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. There's a tad bit of come be on be out be man be in there, man. There's a tad bit of mush mouth, man, when you hear that brother talk, man. So, to be someone who speaks for a living, that is your profession. Your profession requires you to speak to large audiences on a regular basis. I'm going to be honest with you. After speaking for so long and using this English language for so long, you would think that he would have a greater mastery of it. But I'm going to be honest with you, man. That sounds like mush mouth to me. I heard a little bit of come, be on, be out, be man. Be, there was, it was the way people talk. You can't do these type of things. I don't know, man. And this ain't no knock on it, but y'all heard what I heard. So it is possible, man, that the brother he's not really, and I won't say he's illiterate, but maybe he can't grasp it fast enough to read the cue cards for a show. Maybe he can't read like that. I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. I really don't know. But I mean, I could see that. He didn't address it. Yeah, but he did say it's a lie, though. He did say it's a lie. At the beginning, he said it's a lie. So I will say that at least Earthquake said it's a lie. All the other stuff, it was just him, trying to throw some darts back at Katt for saying that. But at least Earthquake did say it's a lie. Now, I don't know how believable he is in saying it's a lie, because I'll be honest with you. He butchered it, man. You know what I'm saying? He butchered it. There's a couple of those double consonant words, man, he has serious trouble with. So, that's possible, man. He should just say, man, hey, I'm good. I'm good. I can handle it, man. I'm good. So, again, there isn't someone who said, I can speak. Maybe he didn't lose the show for that. I don't know, man. But that's what I would say. Even if I didn't have nothing to say to refute what he was saying, the first thing to come out of my mouth, man, that dude lying, man. Hell, he lying, man. Man, Katt don't even know me like that. I probably wouldn't have nothing to defend it, but hey, man, look, either I'm gonna come out and say, hey, yeah, he telling the truth, man. I had a little reading problem, man, and But here's the thing: if you have certain speech impediments, you can be considered illiterate up to a point. Like if you stutter really, really badly, you can be considered illiterate up to a point. You can't properly communicate. So you have certain limits on your ability to properly communicate. So the way he's talking right there, you can't be in a show and say, instead of saying these, you say these. Instead of saying there, you say there. Instead of saying the, you say duh. Instead of saying those, you say those. You just can't say it. You know what I'm saying? You could get away with it on a stage. As a comedian, you can get away with it. You can use whatever language you want to use when you're on stage. You can create your own language if you want to, as long as you can get the people to understand it. So I do see where it's possible, man, that he would have trouble, being on set, reading from cue cards. I can see that. I don't think that makes him any, less of a comedian or less of a great comedian. I don't think so. Just like I don't think Floyd being unable to read cue cards makes him any less of an undefeated fighter who is arguably the best fighter ever, in my opinion. I'm about wins and losses. You can't tell me that if you're going to say a fighter who lost 3 fights, is the greatest, you can't tell me that the fighter who's undefeated and who went through a few weight classes isn't at least in the conversation. But let's get back to it, man. Let's get back to it. Shola it both in, man. Salute. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate the support. Green GLG representative. Salute. Let's get back into it, man. Famo, what's good, man? I just think it's laying the Carter brother out like that. Not sure if he said something about Katt first, but me personally would never call out nothing. Yeah, you know what, man? Yeah, and that's the thing, man. Like, I don't even know how Earthquake even caught that straight right there. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like the same thing about talking about Ricky's son, man. Dog, I wouldn't have said that about that guy, man. You know what I'm saying? Even if you the op, you my op, not because it's an emotional thing. It's because you have created an energy between us that makes me know that I need to harm you because you want to harm me. It ain't got nothing to do with my feelings. I'm not gonna have no vitriol. I wouldn't have said that about that kid's son, about that Katt son though, man. Katt may get a little bit of karma back for that one. Let's get back into it.
Like, all of these dudes are co-entwined and they share secrets, and this is the age of truth, and the truth doesn't need to be scared of the fact that people tell lies. Katt's on drugs.
Shannon say shit. Look, peep game, man. I was gonna put that on here, man, where Trick Daddy said something, man. But once Katt told him he looked like a bowel movement, and I looked at him, and he looked like a bowel movement for real. I just left it alone, man. Like, Trick don't need no more smoke. And here's my thing: why is Trick Daddy jumping up to defend Ricky Smiley? These grown men, dog. Man, you know, that's some of the weirdest thing I ever see. How a grown man would jump up to defend another grown man. All I can say is I wouldn't have said that, Katt. But I'm not finna get on Katt case and chastise Katt. So leave Ricky alone, boy. You leave him alone. I ain't finna do that, dog. I'm telling you, man, these boys got weird energy out here, man. It's just a bunch of weird energy out here. And I don't like it. Anwar Muhammad, appreciate the dime. Even Trick Dad went all smoke to do a joke, Katt Williams said. But when Katt Williams spoke on Ricky Smiley, that's when Trick Dad responded to Katt Williams. It's crazy, man. Crazy.
I kind of get this one here.
Right.
After that, I don't really kind of know where to go. Let me one more time.
Right.
We good now?
Because the people want to know, well, why would he get blackballed?
Yeah,
oh, because
I was gonna ask you that.
Because in 30 years I've done nothing but collect information, knowledge, and your secrets. So if you and a man was in a corner doing something you wasn't supposed to be doing,
you will tell it.
No, somebody come to tell me.
Okay.
I gather that. I value that. I'll pay for that. Come, tell me. I know so many things I shouldn't know, and they all know it. They all know it. Why? Because you don't make me the villain. Not the guy that raises black children and ain't never done a hard drug in his life and don't have no stories of doing nobody dirty.
Yo, I was just sitting here thinking, and do me a favor.
Now, this is Dion Cole, man. I clipped that part right there because Katt just said he never had a story with doing anybody dirty. He's going to tell you a story, man, about how Katt looked out for him and you know, at least one other comedian.
Anybody that do interviews or anybody know him, Katt Williams, if you're ever around him, ask him, how much money has he given away? Just given away. Like, just ask him that. Just be like, how much money have you given away? If you're around him, if you're interviewing him, just ask him. Because it has to be insane. Katt is one of the most generous people that you ever gonna meet. And a lot of people don't know that. He don't get a lot of press and love for that. One of the most generous ever. He's had to have given away, I don't even know the number. It has to be crazy. Because there's a lot of people with stories about him giving money to. Case in point, I remember I was at the Comedy Store performing one night, got off stage, and this was like early on, before really a whole bunch of stuff was happening for me. I get off stage and everybody like, man, good set, good set, good set. So many people saying that. Some girl came and put something in my hand and said, good set, but I didn't see her. I just heard her, and she walked off. And I thought it was like a phone number in my hand. And when everybody walked away and stuff, I looked in my hand and it was $1,000. And then I looked out in the audience trying to find the girl, and I'm like, man, I can't remember her face, and I couldn't see her, and I was just like, who gave me $1,000? But anyway, I just was like, wow. And later on, about a month later, somebody told me that happened to them, and they said Katt Williams was in the audience. And I put two and two together and was like, wow, he did that to me then.
Now I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I mean, I thought he was gonna say that, hey man, Katt, I asked Katt about this and I'm sure he did it. He kind of just speculating, man. You know what I'm saying? Like Katt is a comedian. Comedians are in the audience. Just like Katt said when Said stole his joke, Said was in the audience. He said Ricky was in the audience. So just because you see a comedian in the audience, I don't know if that necessarily mean, man, he dropped the ban on you, man. I just don't know. And you didn't even see him in the audience. Somebody else did. So I don't know, man. I don't know. It's possible. I'm not denying that it happened, but there's no concrete evidence that, that you got a grand from Katt Williams. There just ain't no concrete evidence. Especially if you obviously he never asked him to verify. He's just assuming that it was. Like the other guy didn't even tell him it was Katt Williams. He said he saw Katt in the audience. So I don't know, man. Is it believable? Yeah, it's believable. It's very believable. You know what I'm saying? It's very believable, man. You know what I'm saying? Anytime man would adopt kids, man, yeah. As a single dad, yeah, it's believable, bro, for real. It's only a ban. I can see that. But it doesn't prove. You know what I'm saying? But it's good though. It's good. If that's what Katt does, man, hey man, there's somebody else to verify that. Katt is a good dude. Katt is not the dude that these guys painted him out to be, man. Listen, when he got arrested 19 times in a year, I already knew the people was at him. So when people say, hey man, you been talking about this for a long time, y'all just starting to listen, that's the same thing they were saying about Charleston White, man. I'd be like, man, I'm telling you, man, I don't know what generation it is, but there's a generation out here, man, that's just a bunch of idiots. Like their responses are all emotional. Their responses are all canned internet responses. You know what I'm saying? Like their goal in life is to do or say something cool. It don't matter if it's effective. It don't matter if it's detrimental. It don't matter if it's going to make some money. It don't matter if it's going to lose some money. There's a generation of people out here, and it may be two generations split. Like the middle part of two generations, or the connecting area of two generations, the overlapping area of two generations. But there is a group of people out here, man, that are just slow, man. Like all they want to do is be cool or seem cool or say something cool. And I'm like, man, that don't make sense. You know what? That's a good point. Angela Patterson, you're right. I should have got that Boosie clip and put it in here. Boosie did say that Katt gave him $15,000 when he just got out from the belly of the beast. Say he had just got his crib. He had just got his crib, and when he got out and touched down, Katt gave him $15,000, man. So you know what? Scrap that. You're right. Yeah, if Katt gave Boosie 15 bands, I can believe he gave a fellow comedian a band. I can dig with that. Hey, I appreciate you. I appreciate you coming in there too. I haven't forgotten all about that. I actually got that interview somewhere. I think he was with Vlad when he did that interview. It had to be Vlad. But yeah, that's right. Hey, I appreciate it. Appreciate the support. Mike Jones, appreciate the 2 bones, man. All right, let's get back into it, man. I might redo this and clip it. I think I will. I think I'll redo this and clip it. Add that clip to it. All right, man, let's get back into it.
And they'll just go out and they'll lie. The industry doesn't mess with Katt because he didn't show up for the studio. No studios have ever said that. Look at my IMDb. It will show you that no studio has ever lost money with me on the script. This is like Steve Harvey telling people he used to be homeless. That's my story. That's not his story. Steve Harvey wasn't never homeless. When Mark Curry was touring with him 25 years ago, he was making $3,000 a show in cash and doing 5 shows a week. They just tell the stories. Thanks to my wife, I'm where I am. You said that about the first wife. You forget that? You told us it was her. Then you went and married somebody else that think like a man.
She didn't marry into no lap of riches. I had nothing. When I asked her to marry me at the end of 2006, she said she wanted to get married in 2007. I told her too soon. I got to get some stuff together. She said, what? I said, baby, I ain't really got nothing. I'm trying to build. She said, I'm going to get in there and build with you. We got married in 2007. Do you know what I was doing in 2007? Nothing. We built this. All of us built this. We turned this into something. But that woman got down in that foxhole with me and turned this into something. In 2007, we got married. In 2008, we found out that somebody had stolen 7 years of my tax returns, and we owed the government $22 million and we in debt. She stayed with me in that.
Now, 2008, I think that's when that comedy show was, the competition, the championship of comedy. I think that was 2008. It was at the end of 2008, wintertime 2008. It was about to flip to 2009, if I'm correct. I'm going to look it up again. I'm almost certain that's when it was. So that's the last time he did stand-up comedy. So he, as Katt said, he did not, if those dates match up like I think they do, he didn't have those shows. He just admitted that he didn't have nothing in 2008, just found out that he was finna be broke again because he had to pay the IRS because the people was stealing their money instead of paying the government. Peep game.
Then guess what? In 2009, I got Family Feud. In 2009, the book came out. In 2012, the talk show came out. I'm telling you, this woman got in the hole and built this with me.
So if the talk show didn't come out to 2012, I want to know, when did Steve have that's a big gap between that competition of comedy when you stop doing comedy, when you stop doing stand-up, and all the way to 2012. That's a huge gap, dog. So again, here we go with what Katt said being validated and verified. I just believe that they want to paint this like Katt was hating when he really wasn't hating. He finally got an opportunity to speak. So, of course, it's a 3-hour interview. He had to go back years. Listen, it's 2024. For a Katt to go all the way back to 98 when Shay stole his joke. Think about this. Shay stole his joke. They did the Kings of Comedy, I think, in 2000. Shay saw him do the joke, and the joke was on Comic View in 98. Shay did the joke on Kings of Comedy in 2000. This man has never had an opportunity to speak on any of this until Shannon brought him on. That's why this interview popped off and did so much, man, because God gave this man an opportunity to have a voice, to make these guys right all of their wrongs in the public eye. Everything they did to him was in the public eye. So, of course, he was going to get his chance to verify this thing, to rectify this thing, rather, in the public eye, man.
Like, what are you talking about? They think they can rewrite history. Guy Torrey did a beautiful special about the Comedy Store and Fat Tuesday, where he said that Steve and Cedric and Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish came through there and made all lies.
It's me, Guy Torrey, your guy, Guy Torrey. I need to address this Katt Williams situation, man. I normally don't get into stuff like this, but since my name was mentioned, I need to clear some things up real quick. First of all, I'm not taking any sides, man. You know what? He mentioned Fat Tuesdays. He mentioned my documentary on Amazon Prime right now, which is streaming strong. And he mentioned it was a beautifully done documentary, which it was. But we told no lies. And it was mentioned that in the Club Shay interview that Cedric did not come through Fat Tuesdays, which is not true. Check it out. Cedric the Entertainer and Joe Torre, 1995, Fat Tuesdays. The Katt Williams himself, film director F. Gary Gray, Chris Rock, Guy Torrey, Cedric the Entertainer. Some closer looks.
Now, I want y'all to think, that looks like Katt might have been telling us to. Man, Katt done told us a tall tale, man. Katt never said they weren't there. Katt said they never performed. He didn't show me nothing that shows that Cedric performed. That Steve performed. I didn't even see Steve in none of the pictures. You see how they twist things up? Katt did not say that they didn't come. Katt said they never performed. He said you only, and Tiffany Haddish, she said you only ever even saw her at the Laugh Factory. So I want y'all to look at how these guys twist this. Man, listen, what they don't understand is all of a sudden now, not Katt Williams, but yeah, Katt Williams. Katt Williams is the single most popular comedian in the world right now. 30 million views in 3 days. There is no American comedian more popular than Katt Williams right now. More spoken about than Katt Williams right now. So the damage control they're doing is done already. And pieces of content like this that expose these guys for trying to circumvent the truth and use more lies to cover the first lies. You know what they tell you when you're young? Don't be a liar, because when you tell one lie, you got to tell a lie to cover that lie. Then you got to tell a lie to cover that lie. And before you know it, you got to string a lie so long that you don't even remember the truth yourself. And that's what we're seeing right here. A bunch of guys who are basically playing damage control, but using tools that won't control the damage. Let's get back into it.
Steve and Cedric never performed at the Comedy Store at all. Tiffany was only seen at the Laugh Factory. In 15 years in Hollywood, no one in Hollywood has...
Listen, you understand and I understand.
Yeah.
In certain situations, they want to be treated equal. Not all situations.
See, when we talk, that's why Shannon always getting caught up in these sucker situations with women, man. That's why he willing to pay for a woman divorce so she can get away from her husband and be with him, and he still ain't got the woman, like just to play with the woman. That's why you show him a woman who claims and believably so that she's a 40-year-old virgin, and he said he'll take Miss B Nasty over that. But like, that's why when you hear a man with those mindsets, you can understand why he thinks even at this level of success, he should still be catering to not to what a woman wants or what a woman deserves, but to what trying to figure out the best thing to give a woman, even though she wants this or she just too much damn catering, man, pandering when it comes to women, man.
And what part of what you saw her get?
Oh, she deserved everything you gave her.
What part would have been different if she was a man? It would have just been more vicious.
Yeah, that's my point.
I took all the vicious and venom away because I didn't have any. Plus, I understood. I'm not trying to offend black women with short hair. I'm not trying to offend heavyset women. I'm not trying to upset fellow comedians.
Now, that's not what Shannon was saying. Katt just pulled it real to me and checked him in a real subtle way. Shannon was saying, you should have just let it go because she's a woman. You should just let her attack you. Dude, that's the same thing Charleston White said, though. It don't matter if she a hoe. You still got to treat her with respect like a woman. Let her pour water on you. It wasn't nothing but a little bit of water. Let her do all of that. Let her make you look crazy in public. Let me tell you something, man. If you got a wife at home, you do what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? But, bruh, don't let some scallywag, man, put you on blast in public like that, man, have you wagging like a little puppy dog, man, on a public setting like that, man, and just don't do that right there. But that's another story, man. We may talk about that at some point, man.
I'm not trying to do any of that, and I am qualified to be able to do none of that and still eviscerate you because I'm smart enough to know that I need to say that you have gnarled fingers because I know your limited education means you don't know what the word means. So you can't possibly respond to it. You're not sure of the meaning. And I'm going to continue hitting you because this is what comedians do.
Right.
You've been masquerading that you're a comedian too. And that's the fallacy.
So
nobody in boxing fights out of their weight class. If you're a 130 pounder, you don't just show up with the 160 pounders. You stay in your weight class.
Is that what you wanted to do?
No.
That she was out of her league when it came to... Because
I didn't want to do any of it.
I know you didn't want to, but once she took it there, did you feel that you had to go there? Oh, you
go where?
You could have said, Wanda, I didn't come here for that. I just want to do the interview. I just want to talk about what happened.
Oh, you misunderstand my job. My job is to be funny. My job is to be funny first. My first job is to be funny. My second job is to be respectful. My third job is to be immaculate and Gaza strip it. That's non-political. I'm saying, if you do it, you let a terrorist accidentally touch over here, and I won't stop burning you down until there ain't nothing left. It'll literally be rubble on top of rubble, and I'll still be bombing. Why? Because that's why you should mind your business. This is what F around and find out is about.
Right.
That's dope. You cook? Do you cook for your kids?
Absolutely.
Tell me some of the things you cook that they are proud of. Like, Dad made some. You got the best spaghetti. You got the best steak. What do you have? Tell us what you cook.
As a father of 7 with an unlimited food budget, you can make whatever is necessary.
I
with
said
7,
what they like.
Excuse me.
Excuse me.
I'm
I
still
said, what do they
answering.
like?
Just because you're a poor interviewer doesn't mean...
You answer the question and just tell me.
Man, you're a
what they
strong
like.
black woman. Is it
Answer
okay
the
for me to
question.
answer?
Come on.
You keep interrupting the answer. Everyone can hear it. It sounds like you like me a little bit. It's starting to bleed over the airwaves.
It is.
Oh, really?
I want to let
Come
everybody
on.
know that Wanda got some lipstick on right now with enough glitter for the 4th of July 2020.
That's right. Kissable lips.
So I think, man, her husband watching this might have got mad when Katt said, I think she liked me. She started grinning and giggling until Frank Ski said, I think it is. It is. Then she said, oh, whatever. But at first, she reacted to that a little bit too positively. So I think Home was already in his feelings about that in the first place. And the level of respect she showed Katt once she started bombing on her, she just don't seem like the type of woman that show that type of respect to her husband at home. I could be wrong, but he had to be in some type of emotional space to come up there, man, and pull a weapon on that man.
What do you cook, Katt?
All right. So the thing is, with 7, you become a good cook just because you got too many different opinions. Like 4 of these is daughters. So I got a daughter that only eats vegetables. And then I got a daughter that only eat meat. And I got a daughter that doesn't do dairy.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So you're cooking. You're cooking for whoever is 4 out of 5, right?
Yeah.
And then you're making the adjustments from there. So you might make lasagna, but you understand that only 4 or 5 people out of 8 are going lasagna. So then you have to do a vegetarian lasagna just so that you can cut the difference. And then because these are Negro children, you make chicken wings and make 1 dozen of those. So you got a regular lasagna, a vegetarian lasagna, and 12 wings. And then you fill it out with salad and bread. And then adult here gets that glass of port reserve from Chateau Alon.
Chateau Alon,
and the
baby.
young children get that sweet tea from Publix, and there's a meal.
You know what, man? I just to hear that man describe that about how he feed his kids, man. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. That was dope. Here's a man, a single dad of 7, that all living at home with him, that he has to cook for, and he goes through the trouble of cooking a regular lasagna, cooks a special vegan lasagna for the 2 that don't eat, one don't eat dairy and one don't eat meat, and then cook some wings for the rest of the crew and fills it in with bread and salad. And that's just 1 meal right there. And he prepares it all, man, for his kids, man. That shit phenomenal, dog.
With a budget of about $64 that'll feed 7 people.
All right. All right.
I love it.
The hood education from Katt Williams.
Okay.
All right. Red Grant.
How many kids you got, Wanda?
I have 3 boys.
Excellent.
Yes, I do.
Aren't boys simple? Aren't boys simple?
They can be. They can be.
Wanda knows she.
I'm what?
She didn't do as much cooking in the latter years as she did in the beginning.
Whatever. I cook. I do it all.
I didn't say that you
Well,
didn't.
that's all right. I did it in the beginning and the middle and the end.
What's your favorite thing to cook? Your boys say, yeah.
They like for me to. I do a really nice broccoli. They like my broccoli and they love my baked chicken.
Hey,
And
hey!
they
Right now,
love-
look up your phone and see what it takes to make broccoli.
What happened, man? Hold up. Okay, hold up. It stopped on me, man. I don't know what happened.
All right. All right.
It stopped on me. I don't know what happened then, man.
They can be. They can be.
Wanda knows she.
I'm what?
She didn't do as much cooking in the latter years as she did in the beginning.
Whatever. I cook. I do it all.
I didn't say that you
Well,
didn't.
that's all right. I did it in the beginning and the middle and the end.
What's your favorite thing to cook? Your boys say, yeah.
They like for me to. I do a really nice broccoli. They like my broccoli and they love my baked chicken.
Hey,
And
hey!
they
Right now,
love-
look up your phone and see what it takes to make broccoli.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, man. I don't know why I stopped. I guess it's gonna pick up in a minute. Yeah, I'll give it a minute. It's gonna pick back up.
And tell me, he doesn't say heat up water.
Shut up.
That's the only step in broccoli. Heat up water.
Whatever.
Have you ever heard of burned broccoli? Can you
whatever,
burn
hater.
broccoli?
Whatever,
You can't burn.
Hey, listen, bro. Listen, I'll be honest with you, man. For this man to say, I cooked, man, and listen, I mean, I do lasagna. I do a vegan lasagna, man. Let me tell you something. Lasagna is not an easy thing to. It take a lot of prep. You got to get your noodles just right. You got to get the thickness of your layers just right, or it's gonna be whack. It's gonna be dry and it's gonna be whack. So to hear that man say he made 2 lasagnas, then he dropped some wings for him, which they ain't just regular wing. They probably lemon pepper or got some type of sauce on. He got to cook them up, or buffalo. Then he fills it in with salad and bread, which has to be baked. And hear this woman say her boys like her broccoli, which. But it is funny, dog. That's funny. I ain't gonna even lie to you.
Because it's made in a pot of water.
You don't know nothing about.
You know what her second meal they love from her? What I do with corn. I like to get it out that can and I put it in there. And then I get a can of water and I put it on there. And then I get some Zatarans. They don't expect that. I sprinkle
I'm
Zatarans on
a
my
great
corn.
cook. Whatever.
Yes, ma'am. You good at heating stuff up.
You're good at telling us about what's going on in jail.
Yes, ma'am, and getting out to tell you. But I'm going to tell you at an arena named Phillips, and you going to tell me at the Atlanta Comedy Theater.
That's right. True.
Tomorrow, be there.
All right.
Red Grant show. I know
Red
I'll
Grant.
be there. Don't miss it.
Red Grant, Katt Williams, thank
Y'all
y'all
too.
for coming through, man.
Yes.
And thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming in.
I see why people come to Wanda's show.
Yeah.
Because Frank Ski puts it down.
That's right. Get on out of here with your crazy ass.
Uh-huh. Is he crazy?
And help me get to the salon. All right, it's the People Station Viewer 3. Your hair is kind of.
That joint was.
My hair is 19 inches long and I have no perm.
You don't.
Oops.
Oh, that's not a perm.
No, it is not. Nice lady.
That's natural.
Come run one of your gnarled
What,
fingers.
here.
While you on air.
Come
So
on.
they can hear you live.
Come on. Let me come over here.
No. That's not how that works.
Oh, okay. Well, then stay over there.
Don't worry, ain't nobody putting their hands through yours.
That's right. They don't have to. I don't want them to. Get on out of here. You okay? You okay? Are you all right?
Only one of our
You all
hands
right this
moving
morning?
while we talk.
Are you all right this morning? Are you okay this
Red
morning?
Grant, Atlanta Comedy.
Tell Wanda
And
to
make
take
sure-
off
and
them
make-
headphones and that
make
wig.
sure- And make sure.
That wig and the
And
headphones
take
come
off
together.
them old ass clothes you got on. How about that? Yeah, they're old.
Versace, yeah.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It
She
says
said,
Versace.
I want to apologize to the people at Versace Collection. This is your 2019 summer line that hasn't come out.
But you had to open it up and show us it was Versace. I wanted to.
No, I didn't have to open it up. These people are on radio. They can't see anything.
Yeah, but you opened it up so we could see it.
Yes,
We see
ma'am.
it. Well, happy
whatever
for you.
stores for the Black Lane Bryant.
That's right. That's right. Very proud.
Okay, let's
Very
play some
proud.
music real quick if we can. We going to a break real quick?
Very
All right, cool. We
proud.
go to a break.
Shout outs to Forever 21
Yeah.
and the Necklace Collection.
That's right. Shout out
They don't
to
remember
I
me for
love
wilding
when-
out,
I
right?
love when
I'm not the right
comedians
one
don't
that Jones on.
Get this inmate out of here.
If you can't get your blood pressure down, you can't call me down.
Whatever, little mama.
If your cholesterol is 600,
Whatever, little mama.
I'm Lil Mama's baby daddy.
No, you little mama.
Yes, ma'am.
Hey,
And what
girl.
are you, girl? You probably shouldn't talk about sizes.
No, that's okay.
You big on the radio.
That's right. And you're big
Turn
in
it
prison.
down.
And you're
yes,
big in
ma'am.
prison.
I've never been to prison.
You have
19
several
felonies,
times.
no convictions.
Yeah,
Knock it
yeah.
off. Prison and jail aren't the same. No.
Okay,
No.
Calm
No.
down. Calm down.
Only one of us has $12 worth of jewelry on. No.
No, $12.
No. That all is available.
$12,
If you
$12.
want to have Wanda's jewelry, please go to Sitgo
Go Shay.
or Quick Trip at any point.
Come get
If you
Miss
buy
Cat.
2 packs of Newport 100s, they will give you everything Wanda has on right now for $7.99, and it comes with a free car wash. Won't you come on down?
Yes, thank you.
Absolutely.
We appreciate it. Go Shay.
Yo, he killed a man with that "won't you come on down." But like Famo was saying, when she hit him with the jail disc, the jail thing wasn't a joke anymore. Like, she was in her feelings at that point, and it turned from just a roast back and forth between two comedians to her trying to embarrass the man, to her trying to, like, add insult to injury, not because of what she said, but because of how she said it. The vitriol was in her eyes. It turned from, hey, let's just Jones. You don't want to Jones to go back and forth with me to let me, I hate this guy. And it came out, man. And Katt saw it. So what Katt did is didn't even give her a chance to speak anymore after that. He took it light on her and gave her a chance to go back and forth. But when she said that, man, she didn't really get many more words in at that point. She started repeating stuff.
Show
Please
starts
come
at
get
9.
her.
Wanda gets to the stage at 9:17.
Go
Please come
Shay.
on down.
Go Shay, please come get Miss Cat and do her hair.
She's almost out of breath. Be careful now. Even on the radio, you can
Yeah.
hear the fact that exercise has crept into her vocabulary.
Yeah. Hurry up, little mama. We're done.
You already used that one. Don't
Yeah,
repeat your
and
jokes,
I'm
Fresh
looking at
Comic.
it again.
All right, go ahead. We'll go to
Get
break.
your ass out of here.
I'm telling you, man, listen. When you see that type of thing take place, you have to understand this. Here's a woman who thought that she was in a position of power because it was her show. But you're never in a position of power with a comedian with a mic in front of their face. You know what I'm saying? The man had a mic in front of his face. There's nothing you could do about it. So it went the way it was supposed to go. She asked for it. She got it. But she had her husband come up there, man, and drew down on Katt, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about in a real threatening tone, man, because here's the thing. That's why you got to make sure you have a wife, man, who understands femininity. She should have never been going back and forth with Katt like that in the first place. When Katt said, hey, with an unlimited food budget, you could pretty much make whatever you want to make, she should have asked him, what's your favorite thing to make for him? Like, what, or rephrase it or just leave it alone. But she came at him like a man would come at another man. Hey, I ain't asked you that. I said what they like for you to cook. The whole dynamic changed at that point. And she was already trying to downplay everything he was saying when he said Tiffany Haddish and the joke and all about it was an earlier part that I didn't even include. It'd been too long. But she was disagreeing with the man the whole time he was there, man, just going against everything he was saying. And then she, it got to a point where she got cooked. But that's what happened. Sometimes you got to cook a woman, man. You got to let her know, hey, look, you ain't on my level. You ain't on my level. All right, let's get back into this thing, man.
What do they say when a guy shoots the air ball in the NBA? They say air ball to make sure everybody knows. But again, he still got to get back on D.
Right.
Like the game didn't end. He don't get to throw his hands up and sulk.
Right.
That's supposed to be used as a learning experience. Most comedians don't get booed enough. I mean, this is how you end up with a Michael Blackson who's a real African doing a fake African accent. Okay, this guy is mad at me. All I did was give him the best advice of his life. Remember, he was wearing dirty dashikis. And I told him he needed to dress to be in the position that he's trying to say that he's in. And if you're the African king of comedy, sir, there's actually comedians in Africa doing comedy. If you're going to say that, you got to go to Africa and get a school, dude. Everybody got, you got to put in some work. And these guys, they take my advice, they change their whole persona, and then they hate me for it.
Katt Williams, since we were in my career today, I want to know what's shorter, You are my scene next Friday.
All of your scenes are small.
I don't like this.
And he doesn't like you either.
Okay. I hope none of your dreams come true, Motherfucker.
They already did. Go away.
All right, so I put that in there because I saw that on Wild 'N Out before, man, and I was just like, okay, in that situation, he didn't really have no vitriol. He walked away and laughed. So here he says top 10 black comedians alive. 1, Eddie Murphy. 2, Chris Rock. 3, Dave Chappelle. 4, Katt Williams. 5, Martin Lawrence. 6, Kevin Hart. 7, Mike Epps. 8, Cedric. 9, Earthquake. And guess who 10 is? You. But see, here's how this is lame. He already put Katt Williams at 4. So how is 10 you? How is 10 Katt Williams again? I don't get that. That's lame. Maybe I'm reading it wrong. If Katt is number 4, how are you gonna then turn around and say, and guess who 10 is? You, beach motherfucker. I don't know how. That don't make sense to me, man. It's weird. Don't make sense. So he says that. Then he turns around and said, I'm so confused. I'm African with a fake African accent. My accent had me roasted every day in school and in the comedy club in America, and I wish I could get rid of it. Even my Philly accent is fake. I guess the only thing real about me is my deek. Listen, here's the thing, man. The reality is, I know a bunch of Africans, man, who have come here. They've been in America for a while. I know some who are still in Africa. They come visit here maybe for work, or they come here for a couple of years for school, or they're exchange student or something. But that accent, man, that dude be saying, man, I think it's kind of overpronounced too. I think he knows it too. Let's listen to the last thing he said, man. Never been booed ever, but I watched Katt get booed in 2 cities. Cincy, and I forgot the other city. Effed up thing is, Cincy is where he's from. It's messed up when your own people boos you. Hey man, listen, sometimes you just bum. I mean, Katt said, but here's the thing. Katt already said he'd been booed before. But but Katt said also, comedians haven't been booed enough. Because I mean, when you think about it, man, like the avenues that are available to comedians now, they really don't even have to be booed. You know what I'm saying? Like you look at like the DCs and Desert Banks of the world, they were able to get a huge following before they ever had to go out on the road. Back in the day, in order to get any following, you got to in the tracks, you got to be on the road first. So it's a lot easier to go out on the road. If you got 2 million subscribers or 2 million followers, it's a whole lot easier to go out on the road and have a and have a at least bipartisan crowd. But for the most part, have a crowd that's there to support you regardless. You know what I mean? So I get it. But Michael Blackson had to say something. At least I'll give him some props for saying something. But you know what he didn't do? He didn't deny that Katt Williams gave him advice that changed his life around. And what do you do when the man, all he said about Michael Blackson, remember he used to wear this? Shannon knew. Shannon chimed in. He said, I told him, change your wardrobe, look like the African king of comedy, which Michael Blackson did. And then he turned around and said, I've never been booed, but I watched Katt. Not once did you hear him deny what Katt said, and you also didn't hear him thank Katt for it. Man, these guys are suckers, man, I'm telling you.
And generally, I'm just too big to comment or make a statement about it or do a live or any of that. But when it gets athletes talking about, yeah, we was out there tricking. What? Why? You're part of the problem. You're part of the problem. Stop paying people that you don't have no respect for. It sets it up bad for us. We got women out here can't find a man because they acting like him. You are alpha. Now the alphas all want these subservient husbands. You can't have one.
No. That ain't gonna happen.
It ain't gonna happen. Sorry about that. Okay, go ahead. Boy, you done got me canceled how many times in this program?
You can't have him. All the alphas want these submissive, passive husbands. You can't have him. Stan Howard, appreciate the dime, man. And the person that tells you to turn away from your guy is not your friend, whether he feel it's an excuse or not. Exactly. Real talk, man. I agree with you 100%. Agree with you 100%. Yeah, man, Brandon T. Jackson's career is ruined, man. Stan Howard, I appreciate you joining the King Ray Ray joint, man. Appreciate it. I think we got one more.
I've already told you that I prefer the company of women to the company of men. So if I told you that me and a couple dudes on my staff sometimes have to cohabitate, nobody finds a problem with that. Yeah, so it's me and 3 ladies cohabitating because that's how the business gets done. Like, I don't want a chef that scratches his nuts before he cooks. I don't. No disrespect to these guys that go around with these large male-only groupings, but that's not my episode of Entourage.
Hey, look at here. That's not my episode of Entourage either, man. You see me with a group of guys, man, we got something going on. We got some business going on. We trying to promote a project. We trying to do something. But if you see me just kicking it, you ain't gonna never see me kicking it nowhere with a group of guys, man. I'm talking about never. In the history of life, ain't nobody can tell you they saw me nowhere kicking it with a group of guys, man. Like, I just don't want to hang out with a group of men like that. And I ain't even talking about like on no Swisher Sweet stuff. I'm just saying that for me, I don't want to hang out with a group of men. Like, I like the company of women. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm going to be around a group of people, I want to be a group of people, man, that I like to be around a group of people I can touch and all that, man. I need some softness around me, man. My legs hard enough. I don't need no more hard legs around me. Not on a basis like that if we ain't got no business going on. So I ain't gonna hold y'all too long, man. I mean, it's already been over 3 hours, man. You know when we're rocking this. I appreciate y'all coming through, man. The turnout was phenomenal. I wanted to finally come through and touch on this thing, man. And of course, just like everybody else, man, I'll be chopping some clips up. I'll leave it up for y'all, man, at least until in the morning, man. Then I'll take it down, man, and I'll chop it up, man, put a few clips up of it, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Appreciate everybody who came through, man. As I said, good turnout. Famo, appreciate you being in the joint, man. Appreciate you working the chat, man. It's always a dope time, man. So let's slide out of here, man, to something that represents who we are. Peace.
Seems like no matter what you do sometimes, your efforts go underappreciated or unappreciated, period. You know, all we do, man, is try to give men the information they need to become the best version of themselves. No hate. We love women. We don't hate them. We just don't take no foolishness. And we can't be controlled by our lust. Those men can, but not us.
Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Simps claiming that they pimps, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Suckers claiming to be players, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Tricks acting like they max, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Betas claiming to be alpha, but they not though.
Now, I'm not gonna tell you, man, that you shouldn't value your woman at all. A woman does have value, but you can't overvalue her and convince yourself that she brings more value to your life than you bring to hers. You know, just the protection and provision is more than a woman can ever make up for, man. So I'm not saying don't give her props for what she does, but damn sure never make her feel like she's more important to you than you are to her, because it's just a figment of your imagination. She knows the truth, so you have to understand the truth as well. This is called the abundance mindset. There's nothing she can give you that you can't give yourself, besides a baby. And do you really want one of those right now? Nope.
Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Simps claiming that they pimps, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Suckers claiming to be players, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Tricks acting like they max, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Betas claiming to be alpha, but they not though.
See, the main thing that men let women slide with is shut-upness and obedience. Now, when you use the term obedience with a woman, she automatically relates that to being a slave. But slaves aren't obedient. Obedience is a choice. Slaves either do it or die. Shut-uppiness is another thing that women have a problem with. It doesn't mean you can't talk. It means that you can't talk when I'm talking. It means that when we're talking about things that I do as the man, you don't have an opinion on those things. Because I make decisions based on facts, not opinions. Not even my own opinions, and most certainly not yours.
Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Simps claiming that they pimps, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Suckers claiming to be players, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Tricks acting like they max, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Betas claiming to be alpha, but